Welcome to IALF, the Indonesia-Australia Language Foundation. IALF has been at the forefront of excellence in language training and testing for over 35 years, empowering people across Indonesia and beyond. IALF offers something for everyone, from general English courses for all ages to specialized programs such as IELTS test preparation for those preparing to study overseas or business English for professionals. IALF has provided pre-departure academic English language training for Australia Awards scholarships since the 1980s, as well as for other prestigious scholarship programs offered by New Zealand, the UK and other countries. Our general English courses cater to learners at all levels, building a strong English language foundation and opening doors to new opportunities. For young learners, we offer dynamic programs that make learning English enjoyable and effective. A good score in an international test such as IELTS or Pearson Academic is a prerequisite for studying or working abroad. At IALF, we offer testing services and test preparation courses for the general public and for government agencies to ensure that candidates perform at their absolute best. At IALF Global, we provide expert study abroad counselling services, guiding clients to the best international education opportunities. IALF Global Education Fairs connect students with institutions worldwide, broadening their horizons. IELTS tryout sessions provide realistic practice, boosting confidence and readiness for the actual exam. IALF branches are strategically located in Jakarta, Gading Serpong, and Bali. We are always within reach to support your educational journey. Reflecting on our 35-year journey, we are inspired by the success of our students, alumni, and partners. Join the thousands who have transformed their lives through language studies with IALF. Together, we build brighter futures.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Selamat datang di PTE Webinar One-on-One bersama IALF. Dan hari ini temanya adalah Mastering the Speaking Section. Perkenalkan, saya Happy dari IALF Gading Serpong. Dan juga nanti ada rekan-rekan saya, ada Kak Tobing dari IALF Global Gading Serpong yang akan menjelaskan mengenai studi lanjut ke luar negeri. Dan juga our speaker for today, Miss Stefani. She is our PTE trainer at IALF yang nanti akan berbagi mengenai apa itu PTE Test dan juga bagaimana cara mengerjakan PTE khususnya di speaking section. Oke, sebelum itu saya ingin memperkenalkan dulu apa itu IALF dan mungkin ada teman-teman yang belum kenal dengan IALF dan juga cabang-cabang kami. So, IALF is Indonesia's premier institution for English and Indonesian language training, international testing, teacher training, and overseas education services. Kami memiliki 3 cabang di seluruh Indonesia, ada di IALF Jakarta, di Sudirman Park, kemudian IALF Gading Serpong di Tangerang, dan IALF Bali di Denpasar. IALF telah bekerja sama dengan banyak clients dan juga partner. Kami bekerja sama dengan lembaga scholarship seperti Australia Onwards dan juga Managi New Zealand Scholarship, lembaga-lembaga pemerintahan seperti Kementerian Keuangan, BMKG, dan institusi-institusi pendidikan yang lain. Di IALF kami memiliki layanan-layanan. Yang pertama, kami menyediakan kelas persiapan untuk IELTS test dan juga PTE. Lalu IALF merupakan penyelenggara tes yang resmi untuk tes IELTS dan PTE Test. Jadi teman-teman tidak perlu khawatir kalau tesnya di IALF tidak berlaku secara internasional begitu ya. Dan di IALF kami juga menyelenggarakan namanya IELTS Insight Test. Ini adalah simulasi tes IELTS yang berbasis komputer, bisa dilakukan secara online atau bisa walk-in ke IALF Gading Serpong atau IALF Bali. Dan yang terakhir, service kami adalah Overseas Education Services, di mana kami akan membantu teman-teman yang ingin belajar ke luar negeri, entah itu mulai dengan beasiswa atau self-funded. Nanti bisa konsultasikan dulu dengan kami kira-kira ke negara mana dan juga jurusan apa yang diinginkan oleh teman-teman. Dan kami akan membantu sampai teman-teman nanti bisa berangkat dan mendapatkan LOE. Lalu di IALF kami penyelenggara tes IELTS, sorry, tes PTE Academic, dan juga ada Academic UKVI, dan juga PTE Home. Teman-teman bisa mengambil PTE Academic di IALF Gading Serpong dan Bali. Untuk tesnya sendiri, kami antara 2 sampai 4 kali dalam satu minggu, dan teman-teman dapat book satu hari atau 24 jam sebelum waktu tesnya. Hasilnya untuk PTE test sendiri itu kira-kira 2 hari dari, maksimum 2 hari dari tanggal tes. Lalu di IALF memiliki kelas persiapan yang bernama PTE Express. Kelasnya dilakukan secara online via Zoom selama 2 minggu, dan teman-teman nanti juga bisa belajar secara interaktif dengan teacher kami dan juga mendapatkan official score practice test senilai 36 USD. Lalu jika teman-teman ingin jadwal yang lebih fleksibel untuk kelas persiapan PTI-nya, kami menyediakan kelas PTI Premium, tersedia paket 5 jam dan 10 jam, dan student PTI Premium juga akan mendapatkan official score practice test dari Pearson. Untuk pembayaran tes IELTS sendiri, tes PTI itu menggunakan USD, tapi teman-teman kalau tidak ada kartu kredit jangan khawatir, silakan bisa membeli voucher PTE Academic di IALF dengan menggunakan rupiah bisa transfer atau menggunakan m-banking. Selain PTE, kami juga memiliki IELTS test yang official, di mana IELTS test ini terdiri atas IELTS on computer dan juga paper based. Di IALF untuk speaking IELTS test itu dilakukan face to face with examiner on the same day. Jadi tidak perlu khawatir harus datang 2 kali ke IALF. Untuk penyelenggaraannya tes IELTS sendiri, kami di seluruh Indonesia menyelenggarakan di semua cabang-cabang kami, dan juga kami bekerja sama dengan universitas-universitas seperti di Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Mataram, Poli Batam, Malamuddin Makassar, dan sebagainya. Untuk IELTS test, teman-teman harus membawa paspor atau KTP pada hari H tes sesuai dengan yang diupload pada saat registrasi. Tetapi untuk PTE test, teman-teman harus membawa paspor aslinya pada saat tesnya, dan nama yang tercantum di paspor harus sesuai dengan yang diinput ketika mendaftar. Untuk IELTS, kami ada cicilan 0%, promo cicilan 0% dengan menggunakan BCA, BNI, dan Mandiri. Dan sampai tanggal 31 Mei ini ada diskon sebesar Rp500.000. Lalu jika teman-teman mendaftar IELTS test di IALF, teman-teman akan bisa mengikuti kelas namanya IELTS Orientation, dan ini bisa dilakukan berulang-ulang hingga jadwal tes yang dipilih. Untuk persiapannya kami juga ada namanya IELTS Preparation Modular. Kelasnya dimulai setiap minggu, jadi tidak perlu khawatir harus menunggu kelas buka. Untuk kelasnya sendiri bisa dilakukan secara online atau datang ke cabang-cabang IALF. Dan untuk waktunya sendiri ada yang weekdays, Selasa sampai Jumat, atau Saturdays setiap hari Sabtu. Jadi sebelum masuk ke kelas kami, teman-teman harus melakukan placement test terlebih dahulu, baik itu untuk IELTS Preparation maupun yang PTE Express. Dari tes penempatan itu tadi, nanti akan dilakukan assessment apakah teman-teman sudah bisa join kelas IELTS Preparation atau belum. Kami juga memiliki kelas IELTS Foundation bagi mereka yang masih ada di level pre-intermediate 2 ke bawah untuk hasil IELTS test, hasil placement testnya. Dan kami juga ada kursus kilat IELTS for WHV, kelasnya dilakukan selama 2 minggu. Dan bagi teman-teman yang mau ambil IELTS test, kami memiliki IELTS Insight Test. Ini adalah simulasi tes IELTS yang berbasis komputer, dan nanti teman-teman akan mendapatkan feedback dari teacher kami. Bisa melakukan full test mulai dari listening, reading, writing, dan speaking, atau bisa melakukan hanya speakingnya saja dengan biaya lebih murah, yaitu Rp300.000. Kalau yang full test tadi, biayanya Rp600.000. Kami juga menyelenggarakan kelas General English. Kelas ini ditujukan bagi mereka yang mau meningkatkan kemampuan bahasa Inggris secara umum, bukan hanya untuk tes IELTS atau PTE. Dan kelasnya dimulai setiap 2 minggu. Dan bagi teman-teman yang ingin dicek esainya ke kami, baik itu esai untuk apply baik untuk apply ke university atau apply beasiswa, silakan bisa menghubungi kami. Nanti akan kami proofread sebanyak 2 kali, dan ada 2 kali editing juga. Ini adalah service kami yang terakhir, namanya IALF Global. Jadi kami menyediakan layanan pendampingan studi lanjut ke luar negeri. Nanti akan dijelaskan lebih lanjut oleh rekan saya, Tobing. Lalu bagi teman-teman yang ada di sekitaran Gading Serpong atau di Jabodetabek, minggu depan di tanggal 6 Juni kami ada acara Study in Island atau nanti teman-teman bisa datang untuk mendapatkan workshop personal statement dari Maynard University. Yang datang adalah representatif dari Maynard University dan juga alumni dari Maynard juga. Dan nanti akan berbagi sharing tentang apa saja yang ada di universitas di island tersebut. Di bulan Juni juga di tanggal 27 kami ada event juga info session dengan ICN Business School di Perancis dan ada workshop tentang luxury brand strategy. Acara ini gratis dan diselenggarakan secara offline di IALF Gading Serpong pada hari Sabtu tanggal 27 Juni jam 1 sampai jam 4 sore. Bagi teman-teman yang datang akan mendapatkan IELTS tryout account for free. Jika ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut, silakan bisa menghubungi WhatsApp kami di nomor berikut atau nanti bisa juga masuk ke website kami di ialf.edu. Baik, sekian presentasi dari saya tentang IALF. Saya akan mengundang Kak Tobing untuk mempresentasikan mengenai IALF Global. Kak Tobing, silakan.
Thank you, Mas Happy. Oke, aku izin share screen dulu ya. Punten. Ini sudah kelihatan belum ya, teman-teman? Operator.
Oke, saat ini sudah, Kak.
Oh, sudah. Oke, thank you. Hi, everyone. So, ya, perkenalkan nama aku Tobing dari ILF Global Team. So yeah, IELTS Global ini part of ILF, as you know that we are official IELTS official test center, but we're not only serving IELTS. We do have PTE today, so yes, we also offer PTE preparation, including the test here. Nah, seperti yang tadi sudah dijelaskan sama Mas Happy sekilas, kalau teman-teman ada yang berencana untuk kuliah lanjut di luar negeri, terutama ada juga mungkin beberapa university yang dari luar yang base-nya di Indonesia pun kita juga bantu. Jadi kalau mau konsultasi lebih lanjut, how you want, strategi ya bagaimana, scholarship-nya itu yang sesuai dengan kebutuhan seperti apa. Yes, we are in charge here and you can ask anything. The service is free. Jadi kalau ditanya berapa ya 1 jam konsultasinya nggak ada ya, itu free. As long as we have an agreement with the university, karena beberapa memang ada agreement dengan kami melalui master agent or our partner or directly with us, yes kita bisa bantu sampai pengurusan visanya. Nah kalau, sorry I don't think it's moving right. Sebentar, ini kayak, oke. Tadi udah dijelaskan juga untuk tempat-tempatnya, cabangnya ada di Jakarta Sudirman Park, dekatnya LSPR atau Kopi Kenangan, paling enak ya titik-titiknya. Kalau Gading Serpong, seberangnya Hypermart dekat SMS. Kalau Bali Sesetan sih lebih banyak jalannya kecil dan banyak jualan makanan ya, karena dia agak masuk ke dalam dan itu di Denpasar Bali. Nah, tadi sempat aku mention, we're not offering study abroad consultation, but we also help you to choose your best study program or university or institution, including the country destination. And so on, we also have, sorry, we can also help you to prepare your documents. Only university, okay? Please take a note. Jadi kita hanya bantu untuk yang university aja, tapi kalau scholarship, still get back to you guys. You have to fight back for that. Karena kalau kita yang apply, yang ada kita yang berangkat, bukan kalian yang mau berangkat. Selain itu, on-campus accommodation atau off-campus, yes, kita bisa assist. Jadi semuanya kita lebih mengarah assist teman-teman bagaimana bayarnya atau untuk dokumennya seperti apa, ketentuannya apa. Still semuanya nanti tetap harus kalian yang proses lanjut untuk pembayarannya, baca kontrak, terms and condition, and it's still important for you. Student visa application service untuk motivational letter assistant and editing services. This refers to the university requirement. Kalau scholarship, yeah, we can. But if you want the expert to do that, we do have an offer from SI Consulting Services from ILF. Yeah, you can take a look our website. They also offer that service to you, but you need to pay for that. Kalau yang ini untuk university, yes, kita bisa bantu and there's no service fee for that. Ya, last but not least, pre-departure training. Tapi biasanya ini infonya langsung ke email studentnya masing-masing dari universitinya. So please take note, you need to check your email regularly if you already accepted the offer. Untuk country destinations-nya tidak hanya Australia, New Zealand. So we have very country destinations right now, including UK, Netherlands, Canada, US, or even Singapore, Malaysia. Some of them, if you want to go to China or Korea, yes, we can help you, but still you need to take a look the university. Dan juga tadi sudah ada German juga, it's a ICN, it's a private university in German. Jadi kalau Irlandia, tadi kita juga ada Irlandia juga acaranya. So yes, you can just hit us up to ask further about the country destination and the university so we can discuss further. Nah, ini university-nya mana aja? Please ya, yang di sini tuh bukan patokannya hanya ini saja, tapi kita bisa bantu di luar itu as long as you tell us which universities or countries that you want. Jadi ada group of 8 university, ada Monash, University of Western Australia, UNSW, Adelaide. Other than that, like ECU, Edith Cowan, Curtin University, or maybe even UK, Russell Group, Sheffield, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Manchester, even Practical University in UK, like University of Hertfordshire. New Zealand, ada Otago, ada AUT. More than that, kita juga bisa bantu. Trent University is coming from Canada, Wageningen, Netherlands, and also Deakin Lancaster University Indonesia is located in Bandung, and many more. So, jadi nanti biasanya kalau kita diskusi itu tidak hanya jurusan negara, tes yang diperlukan jelas salah satunya untuk English requirement like PTE as well. Baru nanti daftar ke kampusnya, dapat LOE, baru kalau sudah dapat funding dan semuanya kita sudah bisa mempersiapkan untuk visa, accommodation, pre-departure. So that's it. I said that's it, but it takes longer time. So you need to make yourself to be strict and cautious for this. Jadi jangan sampai kelewat terkait deadline, dokumen gitu. Okay, I'll make it quick for this. Jadi kalau misalnya dokumen, semua dokumen termasuk untuk yang undergraduate atau S1, S2 like master by research or master by coursework, dan S3 PhD or doctor. Jelas dokumen kalau bisa minta 2 bahasa, minta ke sekolah dan kampusnya karena itu semua free. And it is acceptable. You don't have to go to translator. In terms of ijazah atau academic transcript atau rapot. Oke, yang lain ya biasanya yang mungkin belum ditranslate 2 bahasa seperti KTP, akte lahir atau KK yang mungkin zaman dulu. I don't say that we are old, but we are. Some of you already had 2 languages for your birth certificate and family card, so you don't have to translate it. This is the important thing. Passport, you have to make sure your name is same with your birth certificate, family card, national ID card, even your school report or transcript or whatever it is that related to your academic. Jadi, pastikan nama harus sama semua sebelum daftar tes IELTS or PTE. Pada saat tes, tidak akan ada yang bisa ganti namanya once result itu sudah ada. So please make sure nama sama semua. Kalau ada yang beda, urus dulu baru daftar untuk tes bahasa Inggrisnya. You don't want to spend your money a lot for that. Untuk anak-anak SMA, SAT or ACT biasanya beberapa dia minta karena kurikulumnya nasional atau merdeka yang intinya di luar A-level or IB. Itu biasanya ada yang minta SAT or ACT seperti UNSW, itu mereka minta. Kalau portfolio ini hanya untuk anak-anak yang mengambil jurusan design, art, dan mungkin architecture, ya. Dan mungkin ada yang ngambil film atau animation design, ya. Biasa mereka minta. Oke, terkait IELTS tadi sebelumnya yang 1 5,5 atau 7, I think in terms of PT I think it's around you can make it 50 to 58 karena 58 itu biasanya minimum 6,5. Nah, kalau untuk anak-anak S2 di sini ada coursework dan research. Bedanya kalau research itu sama seperti S3 yang harus dapat profesor. Kalau ini you don't have to find out the supervisor. Seperti yang aku bilang, tapi bedanya di sini ada CV. If you want to go to Europe or UK or you want to get the partial scholarship from the university, you need to put your personal statement or essay. That's a must. Kalau reference letters, beberapa ada yang minta seperti UK dan Europe, mereka minta, biasanya 2 minimal. Dan juga ada portfolio untuk jurusan-jurusan yang berkaitan dengan art or design. Untuk yang Master by Research or PhD, yes, like I said, you need to get your supervisor first, then they will give you a letter that you are accepted to join their team. Yes, you have to put the research proposal when you try to propose them. Dan juga untuk S1 dan S2 yang ijazah transkripnya juga dicek kembali sudah 2 bahasa atau belum. CV, yes, tetap meskipun S3 tetap perlu IELTS or PTE, valid passport, personal statement for some countries and also reference letter. Gitu. Jadi ini sekilas untuk dokumen yang dibutuhkan, and I'm going to play the video, the testimonial video for my students, and she's going to Ireland. And she got the LPDP scholarship. I think this year will be her graduation year. Please let me know if you cannot listen the audio. Apa sudah kedengaran nggak ya tadi?
Sudah.
Oke, sorry.
Hello everyone, nama aku Fazira Zahra Waida, salah satu awardee LPDP yang berhasil masuk University College Dublin dengan jurusan Space Science and Technology berkat dibantu oleh IALF Global. Di sini IALF Global menjadi salah satu tumpuan aku untuk berhasil masuk ke UCD ini, dibantu dari mulai dokumen-dokumennya, terus dari pemilihan negara, pemilihan jurusan yang aku mau, serta courses-nya juga, dan juga untuk student visa application. Sangat berterima kasih kepada IALF Global, terutama untuk konselor aku Kak Tobing atas bantuannya selama ini yang bisa berhasil menjadi salah satu awardee dan juga salah satu mahasiswa yang bisa studi abroad. Karena aku udah tes IELTS di IALF dan juga untuk aplikasi kuliah di luar negeri dengan IALF Global, jadi aku mendapatkan cashback sebesar 1 juta rupiah. Buat teman-teman yang masih bingung untuk memilih jurusan, terus yang masih bingung mulai dari mana sih mau ke luar negeri untuk sekolah, bisa langsung kontak ke IALF Global, terutama untuk aku di Gading Serpong dan juga IALF Global terdekat di rumah kalian. Terima kasih. Bye-bye.
Okay, I think that's all from her. Kalau ada yang mau tanya-tanya lebih lanjut, boleh di screenshot atau di foto. This is our one of our team. Ada Kak Azan, nanti bisa langsung kontak aja ke nomor ini untuk further counseling. Ya, tolong bagi teman-teman yang tidak di Indonesia, terutama mungkin lagi di US atau Kanada, it's okay if you just contact her di jam 1 pagi, mohon ditunggu. Tapi kalau lagi di Indonesia, mohon tidak kontak kita di jam 12 malam sampai intinya di luar working hours, oke? And thank you, this is our team. Mungkin kadang ada yang ingat nama tapi salah wajah, atau ingat wajah tapi namanya pun juga salah gitu. Diingat aja ini wajah-wajahnya. Yang di atas, 3 di atas itu dari tim IALF Bali, mungkin ada yang dari Bali. Yang pakai kacamata cewek sebelah aku itu dari Jakarta, dan 2 sama aku, dan yang cowok ini yang paling di bawah itu yang di Gading Serpong. Oke, thank you. I think that's all from me. Ku kembalikan ke Mas Happy.
Oke, thank you Tobing. Bentar. Okay, now we move on to our main agenda for today, PTE one-on-one webinar mastering speaking section with Miss Stefani. Stefani is one of our PTE academic trainers at IALF, and she has experiences in teaching PTE Express and PTE Premium classes. Stefani, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Thank you very
time is
much,
yours.
Mashab. Yeah, thank you, Mashab. And welcome everybody for this PTE Academic 101 Mastering the Speaking section. With me, Stephanie, yeah? We're hoping to have an interactive webinar here, therefore your turning on video will be highly appreciated. Let me wait for a while. Could you please turn on your video? This will be interactive. You might be asked to answer some questions. Okay. First thing first, we're conducting a polling to know about your background. Okay, so Masab will be conducting the polling. We're hoping for your active participation. We're going to wait for a couple of minutes for you to answer these. We've got 3 questions, whether you've taken any proficiency tests before, why you want to take PTE Academic test, as well as your targeted score. Okay, a couple more minutes. Lots of people are actively participating already. Thank you very much. The majority of you have taken the language proficiency test, and you're mostly applying to study abroad. And there's a variety of the targeted score, but in general, you want to get at least 56 to 75, yeah? Okay, that's about it. 16 out of 26. Let's wait up for quite some time. Okay, are we ending the poll already? Mas Happy? Thank you. Yeah. So in general, this is about your background. So thank you for sharing about your life a little bit. So now, without further ado, we'll talk more about PTE. There are 4 types of PTE, ranging from PTE Academic, PTE Core, Academic UKVI, and PTE Home. Since most of you are studying abroad, then you might likely have to take the test, which is PTE Academic. All right. It's a computer-based test assessing 4 skills of yours from speaking, writing, reading to listening. It's approximately for 2 hours. It's done at a test center. The result will be out within 2 days. It is scored mostly by AI, but also human examiners for certain question types. This test is for anyone who plans to study abroad, as well as for someone who is interested in working or migrating to Australia or New Zealand, as well as working as a nurse in the US. This is what the score report looks like. PTE scores range from 10 to 90. For foundation level, you might have to achieve 36 to 50 at minimal. For your undergraduate degree, usually you need to achieve 51 to 60, as well as for postgraduate, you need to achieve 56, 57 until 67 for your score. So during the test, you have to answer a variety of question types. You might have to click on the correct answers. You have to drag and drop, choose from a drop-down list, type for your response, or speak into your microphone. You're also going to be provided with a booklet where you can write and make notes. There will be time to check your keyboard and headset before the test begins. The display on your screen looks something like this. There's absolutely the timer feature, very helpful, as well as some status bar. So this status bar, this status box is very important, especially during the speaking section. You need to always make sure that the mode recording is on before you start talking. And during the test, there is something called 3-second silence rule. What does it mean? This means that you should not pause for longer than 3 seconds. If you do, then the recording will stop automatically. Then there'll be no further assessment. So gotta be careful. You should keep on talking and you should pause for no longer than 3 seconds. Right, there are 3 parts of the test. We've got speaking and writing, reading and listening. Today our focus is on part 1, which is speaking and writing. It goes on for 76 to 84 minutes. There are 35 to 43 questions in total. There are 8 question types for speaking especially. And now I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think? Have you known about these question types? Are you very new to PTE, or maybe some of you have known some of this? Please write down in the chat box the question type that you think is the most challenging. I believe most of you are coming here, maybe most of you want to take a PTE test in the future. So take this as an opportunity for you to get to know more about some of the question types. So I'm waiting. Can you write down in the chat box which question type do you think is challenging? Which one do you want to learn more of? Can you write down over here? I'm waiting. Some seconds for you. Write down in the chat box, please. Thank you very much. We've got some people writing things down already. Respond to a situation, summarize group discussion. That's a good choice. There are actually 2 new question types if you haven't known already. It was just updated last year, especially specifically in August last year. So yeah, it could be hard because maybe you're not as familiar with these new question types. Thank you. We've got 7 and 8 mostly. Some of you also mentioned 5 and 4. Definitely. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. So we're going to, again, as I've told you, we're going to make this as interactive as possible. So for the ones who are interested to learn more about this, and if you're available, please turn on your video and we're going to interact more, yeah? Now, thank you for sharing. Moving on, what about the scoring for speaking items? There are 3 aspects put into consideration. We've got content, oral fluency, and pronunciation. In general, PTE is scored by AI, however, ranging from 10 to 90 points. However, there are human examiners too now for the PTE test. So these 7 question types are assessed by human examiners. Pretty much everything that you said were challenging. What a coincidence, huh? So all these 4 that you said challenging, these 4 are assessed firstly by human examiners. So I totally agree that these are the hard ones. Thank you very much, Ellie Nurlali, for turning on your video, the first one. And I believe Indra also turn on your video on and off. Could you just turn it on from now on? Okay. Thank you. I've been noticing you. You can turn it on all this time, all right? Now, let's continue to how PT is scored. So, just as I've told you, the human examiners will first check your content. Gotta be careful on this aspect especially. Remember, if the content equals to 0, there'll be no further scoring. So you cannot trick AI, you cannot trick the scoring system anymore, you see, because human examiners will check whether your answer is relevant or not. Only when you can get greater than a 0, then the other traits such as pronunciation and oral fluency will be then assessed, contributing to your total score. Right? So this is something that you need to note down. 0 for content means there's no further assessment, so you will get 0 in total for that question type. Okay, so it's very important for you to say things that are relevant. This is another important thing that you might want to even take a screenshot of. So this is called PTE Academic Question Weighting Table. So in this table, you can see the weight of each question type. Right, let me ask Ellie. Okay, so Ellie, from this table, which question type do you think is the most significant out of all these questions?
Regarding to the percentage,
Yes,
I see it's describe image maybe.
exactly. Definitely. So describe image contributes to 15% of the overall score, right? For your speaking and writing, which means if you mess up a lot on your describe image, right? There's a high chance that your speaking score won't be that high anymore. Because the weight of this question type it's like the most significant out of everything else. All right. So just like you said, describe image is quite challenging, right? But you have to make sure you try your best on this, especially because it's the most significant. Indra, which one? Thank you, Ali. Yeah. What about Indra? The second most significant?
It's a summarized group discussion.
Group discussion, exactly. Yeah. Well done. Indeed, that's the next one that we need to pay attention to. And I believe everybody mentioned summarized group discussion as something that's also challenging, yeah? So this is also very significant. It contributes to 9% of your overall score, which is a lot, all right? And if you take a look at it per skill, speaking, right? Describe image contributes to 31% of your overall speaking score, which means if you mess up, you mess up quite big time, you see. So however hard it is, you need to somehow work a lot on this and this one, summarize group discussion. Okay. Thank you guys. And oh, there's somebody writing saying that writing essay is something hard, but Naura, yeah, unfortunately, we're tackling speaking section only for today, so more on the writing later, maybe, yeah, maybe the other session. Okay, now we're going to continue talking about the very first question type, which is personal introduction. This is not scored, but it will be sent to institutions of your choice. So again, it's still quite important because it feels like the first impression for your desired institution, right? You have 25 seconds to prepare, 30 seconds to record your response. This is the only question type in which you can prepare your response beforehand, before the test begins. And you can use this item to get used to the recording system. When you're answering for this, you might want to include your interests, your plans for future study, the reason you're studying abroad, etc. Yeah? Okay. Oops, sorry. Since this is not scored, I think it will still be useful for you to be listening to the sample answer, okay? So I'll be playing the sample answer just for you to know that, oh, this is what it feels like to make my personal introduction. Go ahead and practice this at your home, yeah? At home after this, maybe. Please give me thumbs up if you can listen to the recording just fine.
No sound, miss.
Oh, okay.
Could you please share sound, maybe?
Okay, fine. Hang on. Let me share sound again. Thank you, Indra. I'll play it again, yeah?
To do well in this.
How about
I
now?
am 20 years old and I live with my family. I am currently studying to become an engineer. When I
Oh, sorry.
finish my undergraduate degree, I would like to study for a master's degree in Canada. I want to do well in this PTE academic test. You get results very quickly with this test, which is good. I need the test so I can apply to universities in Canada.
Okay, so this is the example. You might feel like this is easy, but sometimes it could be quite challenging too because you need to include lots of points and you have to make sure to talk within only 40 seconds. Okay, so you only have 40 seconds for this. You need to make sure to no, not 40 even, only 30 seconds to prepare for this. Not to prepare, I mean to record your answer. So you want to still practice beforehand, right? Write down your interests, your plans, and then try to record yourself to say everything within 30 seconds. Now to the next scored item, the first scored item, which is reading aloud. You have 30 to 40 seconds to prepare, 40 seconds to read aloud, and you will get 1 point for every correctly read word. Okay, you might want to, the tips for this, during the preparation time, you want to read the text quickly under your breath so that you can be quite familiar with the wording, okay? So once the recording starts, you hopefully won't make any mistake. But if you do, you have to keep going. Do not repeat or self-correct because the self-correction will be deemed as another mistake. So you mess up 2 times, you know? So it's better for you to just mess up 1 time, yeah? So don't repeat any word. Okay, now to the fun part. I would like one person to be doing this. We're going to do this pretty quickly. I'll give you 30 seconds to prepare for everyone. Then I'll be calling one person to be reading this aloud. Or if you're interested, go ahead. Indra is smiling already. Would you like to be the first? I think you would like to give this a go, Indra? I guess so. Okay, you can be the first, all right? Then everybody, this is what I mean to be interactive. I think this is a good chance for you to learn for free. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to prepare. Then later, Indra, then for now, yeah, you're going to talk, to read aloud for 30 seconds. Okay? Right. So for everybody, get ready, read it under your breath. So Indra, you have some time for preparation for 30 seconds first, okay? Read it under your breath. Okay, get ready. Starting.
Sensory marketing is a type of campaign which appeals to one of the five senses in order to create an emotional connection with a product. Advertisers may target thoughts and feelings associated with memories to make a memorable advertisement. This is not a new
Sensory
development,
marketing
sorry.
is
at first,
Sorry.
like this began many decades ago.
Well done. Sorry for the technical issue. I was trying to play the timer just now. I don't know why it's paused. Okay, thank you very much, Indra. You actually did a very good job. Yeah. It was very fluent. Um, there was a little pauses, right? Because you were trying
Reread.
to pronounce the word thoughts, for
Yeah.
example, and feelings, right? Just like it seems that you were thinking for a while, like, how do I say thoughts, right?
Yes.
But I think that's about it. Good job. Well done, Indra. Yeah.
Thank you.
One thing that I want to give as a feedback, just now when I was starting the timer, it was actually for you to prepare beforehand. During the test, you have a preparation time in which there will be silence. Okay? S- Preparation time. What you're going to do during the preparation time is to read it under your breath. Do you know what does it mean? Read it under your breath. It means you just say it, like whisper it, read it under your breath. It means you just say it like a sensory marketing is a type of campaign. Just read softly first, right? So that, for example, for this part, when you paused and stuttered just now, it won't happen if you have prepared beforehand. Do you get it? You are given the time to prepare anyways. All right? Okay, so just now you might want to read it under your breath first, but it's okay. You go straight you go straight with it without preparation, so this is a very good job, Indra, yeah? Well done. Good performance. Okay, so I think that's a very good example. I don't think I need to play the example or response anymore because you have given such a good example, Indra. Good job. Yeah, well done. Okay, now moving on to the next question type, which is repeat sentence. Nobody said this is hard. I wonder if anyone is interested to do this. So this is you're given a sentence, right? Then you have to repeat the sentence immediately after hearing it. Thank you very much. We've got Gunawan Buseri. Oh, Gunawan, yes, you're on and then you're off again. Okay. You're interested maybe to be doing some of it? Sure. Okay. But I think, I don't know, Ellie or Gunawan first, maybe. Who
It's up
wants it
to you,
first?
Miss.
Ellie. Okay. Ellie seems ready. Okay, Gunawan, maybe sometime after this. Chill, we've got lots of question types, many to tackle. So for repeat sentence, you will hear a sentence and then you have to repeat immediately after it. There will be no short tone after the after the audio. You will get 1 point for every correctly repeated word. Right? Okay, here's the thing. Sometimes you might not be able to get everything correctly. The tips is to just try your best to mention everything that you remember, okay? Or if possible, try to not if possible. The primary tips is to understand the sentence, the meaning of the sentence, so you can actually recreate the sentence again, even though some of them could be different. But it's all right. At least you've got some of the words correctly. Okay?
Okay.
Let's try this out. All right. At least it was very ready. I'm going to play the recording now. I believe you can listen to the sound too, yeah? Okay. I'll play it once. In the real test, you're going to listen to everything once, no repeat. Okay, let's give it a go, Ellie.
Students are encouraged to take part in a range of activities.
I repeat.
Repeat after it.
I'm not sure, but student have what is it? Student have courage to take part in activity.
Well
I'm
done, well done. You've got quite many of them correctly. Well done, yeah. Let's reveal the answer. I'm going to tell you how many points you're going to get for this. Just now you said student, yeah? Students or student?
I said
Singular or
student.
plural? That's too bad. If you say student, it's still wrong because it should be plural. It should be exactly the same. But then you said encourage correctly, I believe. And then you
No,
said
no,
no? Take part? Did you say
courage.
take part?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, take part. Yeah, you've got take part correctly. And then activity, unfortunately, you have to, it should be activities, right?
Yeah.
So, mind you, repeat sentence could be hard. It's actually very tricky. So there'll be 10 to 12 question items as well. So this is no joke. Repeat sentence could be very hard. So don't underestimate repeat sentence as well. Yeah. So with enough practice, hopefully you can make this. Okay. Well done. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank
Now we have describe image, question type. You have 25 seconds to prepare, 40 seconds to speak. Okay, this one is the ones that you guys said difficult, right? Now, remember, this one is also checked firstly by a human examiner. So the content is first checked. You have to make sure you say things relevantly so that you get greater than a 0. The suggested structure is to begin with an introduction, followed by an overview, a big picture of what the graph is about. Continue with details, and if possible, if you still have time, continue with conclusion. The challenge for this is that the the time is very limited. You're only given 25 seconds to prepare and analyze the map, the graph, right? And then you only have 40 seconds to give your response. Okay, but let's see. I wonder if you're interested in doing this as well. Gunawan Buseri, just now you're turning on your video. Would you like to give this a go? Hello, Gunawan? Okay, I think he's away, unfortunately. Okay, I wonder who is interested in giving this a go? Let me check the chat box again. The one who said number describe image is the one under the name Zoom user? Zoom user? You said it's hard, yeah? Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone answering me. Anyone would like to give this a go? Last chance? Nobody? If you're interested, you can raise your hand, please. Nobody? Let me choose one more person. Maybe Dimas? Anyone interested in describing this image? Okay, I guess this is a bit too hard for everybody, I guess. Never mind. So I'm going to just tell you the sample answer, okay? You can look at the graph, the bar chart, right? This is the sample answer. Let's learn from the speaker, yeah?
The data shows how many hours a working American typically spends on different activities on a workday. Unsurprisingly, given that only workdays are considered here, the category in which people spend the largest amount of time is working and commuting, at just over 9 hours. Next is sleeping, with 6 hours and 40 minutes, followed by leisure, which includes social media use, at about 4.5 hours. On the lower end, American workers spend almost 2 hours eating and drinking, just over an hour on other activities, and only 42 minutes on chores like cooking and cleaning.
Okay, what do you think? Will you be able to do it just like the speaker? I think the speaker is doing such a great job, right? We might not be able to fully recreate what he's saying, but hopefully we can still, at the very least, present the title, right? And then talk about all the data. And yeah, hopefully you can do it within 40 seconds.
The data.
Okay, now for retail lecture, some of you said this is challenging. Okay, you have 10 seconds to prepare, 40 seconds to speak. Again, the content will firstly be scored, so be careful to mention all points of the lecture, including the characters, aspects, developments, and implications. I actually have the file, but again, it will be for 60 to 90 seconds. I have everything on my slide, but we have time restriction. Indra, you want to give this a go? Okay. Okay. All right. I think okay, let me ask you guys because we're under time constraint. I wonder if you're interested to listen to this because it's a bit long, yeah? If you're interested, maybe we're continuing with this, or if you think you want to learn more about summarized group discussion instead, we might have to skip on this. Any idea? Let me wait for you guys first. You can write down in the chat box, please. Your opinion matters. Or Indra, Ellie. Yeah.
I want to ask,
Mm.
while hearing to the lecture, can we take a note?
You can. Okay, so you know what? It's actually a good exercise. Like, I don't think anyone wants to retell the lecture right in front of all these people, but the chat. I think it will be fun if you all right now, okay, write down the notes you hear, the word, everything you hear, you write down in the chat box, please. This is something that will be useful for you too. So while listening to the lecture, you want to write down notes, right? So why don't you guys now, while listening to the lecture, write things down in the group chat over here, okay, in the chat box. Can you do that? All right, guys, are you up to it? Indra, Ellie, fine? I think so. I hope everybody also writes, everybody write it down too, okay? Ready? I'm going to play the recording and I do hope I can find lots of words coming in the chat box, okay? Tell me the points you hear from the recording. Good luck.
Since before the first moon landings of 1969, there has been interest in space travel to the moon. Lunar programs are
Can you hear the recording,
programs
guys?
are expensive
Yeah, sorry.
and difficult, but there are several reasons why the moon might be a good place to launch further space exploration. Firstly, a moon launch base would eliminate the most difficult aspect of space travel, namely, getting a rocket through the Earth's gravity. The journey time between, say, going to Mars from Earth rather than from the moon is not significant. However, the cost difference would be immense, as it would take 20 times less fuel to launch a spacecraft from the moon than from the Earth, due to there being less gravity on the moon. There would not need to be a drain on the Earth's resources, as the moon is rich in all the necessary minerals, such as aluminium and silicon, which would mean that the entire infrastructure needed to enable spacecraft launch from the moon could be done robotically using the materials already present.
Okay, I'm actually expecting you to write down the notes in the chat box, but there's none. Are you writing it down in a notebook or somewhere, guys? Can you write any points? Just keywords, you know, when you're writing your notes, you have to write things down in key points. Are you anyone interested in writing down the, yes, Indra, program is expensive? Okay. Program is expensive, Spigs. It's actually the opposite. It's not program is expensive. If anything, space rocket, if they're launched from the moon, they said that it'll be cheaper, right? So I think gotta be careful with the note, yeah. But thank you for the attempt. Gunawan, thank you. Moon landing, yes. Space exploration. But you guys need to write down more than this because when you're retelling the lecture, you have to say about lots of things, right? So I'm still waiting for more people to write down more points, maybe. Anyone? Nia, maybe? Iza, Briza, Danny, Riz, Irmayani. There are lots of people here. But okay, we don't have that many. Thank you, Irmayani. Yes. Launch spacecraft, space explorations, materials. Yes, you got the materials correctly. Uh, but more than that would be needed, okay? You need to be able to explain those points as well. So, are you curious about the sample answer? Would you like me to give you the sample? Okay. I'm playing the sample answer then. Give me a minute. Okay, sample answer. Here you go. Enjoy.
Since before the first moon landings of 1969, there has
Oh, sorry. This is
The
the
moon
sample.
could be a good base to launch spacecraft that would explore the solar system further. Although some of the same issues would apply as when launching a spacecraft from Earth, it would be easier from the moon because of less gravity. It would be cheaper because less fuel would be needed, and all the materials required to build the necessary infrastructure are already on the moon naturally.
Okay, yeah. So just now, Irmayani, you talked about materials, right? So they said, yeah, it's easier. Good job, Raf. Yeah, people to reach. Okay. Thank you, guys. So it's just to straighten things out, Indra just now, right? It's actually going to be cheaper. Did you hear that? Now from sample answer, Indra, that if you launch a rocket from the moon to other planets in the solar system, it'll be actually it'll be cheaper. Did you hear that? And then the materials will also be um, easier to find because it's naturally provided on the moon. So yeah. Oh, Ellie, it's not actually more difficult. Mm. Oh, no, 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 Ellie. Actually, it's actually easier to launch aircraft from the moon to the other planet, yeah? Okay, you know what? Written lecture is indeed challenging. So for Rafi, thank you. People can build infrastructure on the moon. That's correct. People need long time to reach the moon. No, it's actually the opposite, Rafi. It takes shorter time from launching a rocket from the moon to other planet. It's actually of a shorter time. So the speaker actually wants to say that it's far more efficient to launch a rocket from the moon compared to the Earth. Did you get that? Okay. We don't have time to do this longer for the retail lecture, but if you still had a problem in listening to this, right, you might then have to note that you need to work on your retail lecture. Okay? So a lot to work on.
The moon
Now, to some fun part, we've got answer short question. You're going to be given a couple of questions, right? You simply need to give a short answer. Okay, for this one, maybe we can have another person to be answering this. Anyone interested? Okay, there will be a short question. Tobing is smiling. Would you like to
Well,
would you like to answer
wait.
this?
Why did you choose me apart from others?
Okay,
Anyway,
okay, let's see. I wonder if anyone is interested. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to pick somebody. Nurmaida Silitonga, you are having your video on. Would you like to answer this question? Okay, could you unmute yourself first, please? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, there will be
Yes, okay.
thank you. So there will be a short question. You go ahead and give it a go. Okay, answer this short question. You simply give a short answer with one or a few words. Okay, good luck.
You will have a question. Please give a simple answer.
Okay, can you hear? All right, I'm going to play it. Please
Okay,
answer
thank
it,
you.
yeah?
Play it and
Yes.
6. What is the opposite of east?
Can you hear it?
no, miss. Sorry.
Okay. Right, let's the other attempt.
What is the opposite of east? 6.
Okay.
What is the opposite of east?
Oh,
I-
what the opposite of?
Oh, what? You need to give me the answer. Okay. All right, anyone? Can you write down the answer in the chat box? I can see lots of people answering. Well done. Ayu Putu, Indra, Nat, Denny. Yeah, good job. The answer is
6.
okay. So for
What is
Nurmaida, right? What is the opposite of east? What is the opposite of east? The answer is west. Okay, good job. Right. We are running out of time, so I'm going to just quickly talk about the ones that you say is very hard, which is summarize group discussion, in which you will listen to a group of people. There are 3 people. They're talking about something that's academic. You have definitely time to. So basically, when the recording is started, you need to make notes. Okay? And later, you have 10 seconds to prepare and then 2 minutes to speak and summarize the discussion. You might want to take a picture of this. This template is pretty important for you. Look at this, right? So you're going to be given an erasable noteboard. So you have to write down T, the topic, right? Make sure you know what the topic is because you're going to use it as your introduction. Then you write down speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, and then give lots of spacing for you to write down whatever points you get from the recording. Okay? Have you written it down on your notes? Right. Again, I would like you to write down notes again together. And I'm going to play the recording for you. Okay? Ready? Just to make sure, actually, I'm running out of time. Mas Happy? Mas Happy? Is that all right if I'm extending it a bit longer for this one? This
Yeah,
would be,
sure.
yeah, because
Okay.
everybody's asking about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Right, so I'm going to play the recording now. You go ahead, write down notes, please. Okay? I believe everybody is ready as well. Isa, Sheila, Alec, everybody, yeah? And later, I do hope I can get more notes in the chat box about what you hear from speaker 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So maybe later in the chat box you write down speaker 1, what this person talks about, and then speaker 2, what are the other points, okay? All right, have fun. Oh, let me make it a bit louder first. Please give me thumbs up if you can listen to it, yeah?
3 students are discussing their professors. Hey, have you guys noticed how different professors have such varied teaching styles? It's like each one has their own approach to delivering the information.
Yeah, it's interesting how the way they teach can really affect how we understand and engage with the content. I mean, Professor Smith's lectures are so structured. Every class follows the same pattern with clear outlines, and he goes step by step through the material. It's great for keeping track, but sometimes it feels a bit too rigid.
I get what you mean. On the other hand, Professor Lopez is all about interactive learning. She encourages discussions and group activities. It's refreshing, but I sometimes find it hard to cover the material thoroughly in class.
For sure. And then there's Professor Wu. I can barely predict what's going to happen in her class. One day, she's giving a passionate lecture. The next, she's showing a documentary. And then suddenly we're having a debate. It keeps things exciting, but I sometimes feel a bit lost. But you know who I really appreciate? Professor Marino. He uses real-world examples to explain complex theories, and his enthusiasm is infectious. It's like he's on a mission to make sure we grasp the practical applications of what we're learning.
I agree. And remember Professor Patel's class last semester? She had this flipped classroom approach where we learnt the concepts on our own before coming to class, and then she focused on solving problems and answering questions during class time. It was effective, but it required a lot of pre-class preparation.
Oh, I remember that. It was challenging at first, but I ended up learning a lot. But let's talk about Professor Taha. She's all about technology. From online quizzes to virtual labs, she's constantly integrating digital tools into her teaching. It's innovative, but sometimes I miss the human connection.
That's true. It's a balancing act, isn't it? I think a mix of teaching styles can actually be beneficial. Some concepts are best explained with interactive discussions, while others require a more straightforward approach. It's about finding what works for each subject and adapting to the needs of the students. And as students, we also play a role in how we respond to these teaching styles. Some of us thrive in a structured environment, while others excel when given the freedom to explore and discuss.
And you know, these diverse teaching methods also prepare us for the real world. In our careers, we'll encounter different communication styles and learning approaches, so being adaptable is a valuable skill. It's all part of the learning experience. We're not just absorbing content, we're also learning how to learn effectively in various scenarios. Despite the challenges, we're actually gaining a lot from experiencing these different teaching styles.
Exactly. It's like a puzzle, and each professor's style is a piece that contributes to our overall understanding. I guess the key is to stay open-minded, engage actively, and make the most of what each professor has to offer.
Finally, it's done. It's very long, right? That's why you said it's very hard as well. And indeed, this holds a very significant scoring. So I wonder if anyone writes some notes. Can you write down in the chat box what your notes are? Maybe not all of them. You can write down some, right? Remember, for this, you have 2 minutes to give your response. This is way longer than before. So even your response is going to be very long too, okay? I'm waiting for somebody. You might want to type it. Denny, maybe, right? Okay. Now, oh, okay, that's good. Ayu Putu, that's nice. That's actually a very good job. So you know what? For Ayu, you literally wrote so many things, all the details. Good job. Well done, really. The next important thing is to learn how to compile everything into 2 minutes. It could be the other challenge, you know? Even though you've got lots of details, if you don't work well within the time limit because you only have 2 minutes to cover all these details, right? There could be a problem too. Yeah, good job, guys. All right. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Tobing as well. Um, good job, guys. Yeah, Indra. Yes. Okay. Um, Mas Happy. The correct answer, the sample answer will take another 2 minutes. Will it be okay?
Okay.
Yeah, after
Yep.
this, there'll be this
Yeah.
this will be the end. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. So everybody, this is your chance to get to know the sample answer too. Yeah? Let's see.
The three university students are talking about their professors and the different teaching styles they use to deliver information. They talk about the differences and the advantages and the disadvantages of these teaching approaches. The first topic is about how lessons are structured or engaging. Speaker 2 says Professor Smith's lectures are structured and step by step, which is great for keeping track but too rigid. Whereas Speaker 3 says Professor Lopez, a different professor, focuses on interactive learning, which encourages group tasks but sometimes the learning material is not covered. Speaker 1 adds that Professor Liu has a very unpredictable structure when teaching. Then the students go on to talk about different teaching techniques used in the classroom. Speaker 3 mentions that Professor Wu uses debates, which is exciting, and Professor Marion, which Speaker 1 mentions, uses real-world examples to explain complex concepts and theories. They go on to talk about technology as well. Speaker 2 says Professor Patel uses flipped learning so students can learn concepts before class, which is effective but takes a lot of pre-class preparation. Whereas Speaker 3 cites Professor Taha as an example of someone who uses technology. She uses online quizzes and virtual labs. Finally, all three speakers agree that a diverse and eclectic teaching approach is needed and there are benefits to this. Speaker 1 says the approach taken by a professor depends on the concepts being introduced. It can be interactive, but it does need to be adapted to each student and structured. Speaker 2 agrees and says diverse methods help prepare them for the real world, learning how to learn effectively. And finally, Speaker 3 concludes by saying each professor, through their own style, is contributing to their understanding as a student, and they need to keep an open mind to make the most of how each professor teaches.
Okay, yeah, again, very long discussion. The key takeaway is for you to not only talk about what each speaker talks about, but you also want to talk about the relationship between them. Like, oh, speaker one agrees with speaker two, and then in conclusion, they all agree with this and that. I think Indra actually present that pretty well as well because you talk about the focus of everyone, right? And then to talk about the different professor as an example. It could be a good idea too. Denny talking about speaker one and two, that's also a good thing. But then in the end, you also want to make a connection between speaker one, two, and three, and then the conclusion too, yeah? So all in all very good, especially for Ayu Putu Pertiwi, right? As you can see, good job, like lots of things. But again, for Ayu, the challenge is to put everything into place, yeah? Okay, thank you. This one, you can take a picture of this. This is respond to a situation kind of problem and sample answer. The sample answer is there, the transcript sample, the practice problem is also there. Thank you. We're back with Mas Happy, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Miss Stefani. Unfortunately, the time is up, so maybe we
I
can
know, right?
do it next time, right? All right.
Definitely.
Now, we'll move on to the Q&A session, and Stephanie will answer the first three questions. If you have questions, please type your question in the comment box, in the chat box, and if the time permits, we will continue answering additional question afterwards. Right? Do you have any questions? So please type it on the chat box. Then I will read it and Stephanie will answer it. And hopefully this webinar is useful for you guys. And don't forget, I'm also I would like to also announce that next week we have a new class for PTE Express. If you'd like to join, you can take the placement test for now, and it's free on our website. Then after that, you can sign up for the course. Okay, what's one questions from Ellie? Are these kinds of tests are also tested on IELTS or no? Stefani, so Ali is asking about the difference between IELTS and PTE test. I mean, in the speaking section, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate?
No. Yeah,
File?
for
No.
Ellie, yeah, thank you, Masep. Yeah, Ellie, no. The PT question types are very different that of from that of IELTS test actually. For IELTS, there are three parts of the speaking test, right? Part one, two, and three. The first one is introduction, talking about yourself, but different. Then in part two, you're given a topic, and then you have to talk about it. Then in part three, it's a discussion on that particular topic. So it's more of a discussion. So it's very different from PTE really.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. And next question is from Denny Saputra. What is your suggestion in answering summarized group discussion? Write it one by one or combine it all together?
Yeah, just like what I've given you, Danny, right? The template. It's always a good thing to write down, okay, speaker one, two, three first. I've told you just now to give huge amount of space so you can write down lots of details, right? So when you're answering, you're going to write down speaker one, two, and three. The next challenge is and then after you write down the notes, after listening to the recording, right, you have 10 preparation times, 10 seconds to prepare and organize. That's when you want to start thinking of like, what's the relationship between speaker one, two, and three? How do I want to present these within 2 minutes? Obviously, okay? So for writing it, I I think it's way tidier and easier to read and review to do it one by one first, but later you have to find the relationship between the three of them. Have a mental note, yeah, which is of course easier said than done, yeah. It takes a lot of practice. Thank you, Ellie and Natya. Thanks a lot. Yep, welcome. One more
Okay.
question, maybe?
Thank you. Previously, Rafi asked about
Oh.
the retellecture part. Is there any minimum character or word in this part?
Sorry, what is it? What? Oh, retellecture, yeah?
Retellecture, yeah. Is
Is
there any
there
minimum characters or words in this part, in the retellectures? Minimum words,
minimum
I think,
in the
when you
answer?
speak, yeah.
Rafi? Do you mean in the answer?
Rafi, could you clarify? Maybe you can open your mic if you'd like to ask.
Yeah, where is he? Yeah, he might not be here
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, no, there won't be any limitation really. You just have to make sure you talk for how many minutes just now? 40, yeah, 40 seconds for retail lecture. No limit in the words or the letters though.
Okay, thank you. And the next one is from Yasinta. Oh, Yasinta is asking about the recording of this webinar. Yasinta, don't worry. We will upload it on our YouTube channel, IALF Indonesia. You can go there later and rewatch this webinar. And you can also rewatch our previous webinars from PTE webinars and also IELTS. And also we have many podcasts there. You can go to IALF Indonesia YouTube channel. Okay, we still have 5 minutes more.
Sorry, Miss Steph. I think it's weird, but I also have a question that
Okay.
might. Well, in your opinion, I think what kind of criterias that affect a lot in terms of speaking tests for PTE? So because sometimes people always say, "Oh, I use this word, I use that word," but they didn't get a higher score. So could you please give any tips or suggestions for us?
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good question, Tobing. Thank you. Let's see. I'm sending you this PT Academic School official scoring guide in the chat box. It's loading. I believe you can get it now. Over there. Maybe I'll just open it for you guys. So give me a minute. The file looks something like this. So this is the recent the most updated scoring guide from PTE Academic. For Tobing, if you're asking about like how you can get a good score, right? So this is the scoring criteria for each question type. Yeah, should scroll all the way. Okay, this is how you can. So I have no fixed answer because depending on the question type, then you have to analyze it yourself. For example, if you're asking about, okay, let's take the one that you all find it hard, a summarized group discussion, maybe. Okay, we go all the way here. If you look at the trait scored for content, for example, and this is what I told you guys about like not getting a 0. This is it, Tobing. For content, right? If you got a 0, then there will be no further assessment. So you will get 0 for your summarized group discussion. A nightmare, isn't it? So you want to then focus on the content first, make sure it's relevant. At the very least, you need to get 1. So the response repeats isolated words and phrases from the discussion, but does not provide adequate context or meaning. The content appears on the topic, but does not communicate in any meaningful way. So at the very least, if you really can't say anything, just make sure you mention some chunks of words that are still connected. Then you can still get a 1. But then, for example, if you're pretty good, right, and then you want to get, let's say, the safe one would be to get a 4 or a 5, you see, where your response captures the main ideas of the discussion, but may include a few inaccurate ideas. You see, just now, you guys might make inaccurate ideas, right? So it doesn't matter. As long as you can talk about the main ideas, you can still get a 4, which is awesome for the content, right? So in general, Tobing, if you want to get good marks, be careful with the content. That's the first thing, as well as this one, pronunciation and oral fluency. Which means even though you have some inaccurate answers, right? You still want to sound confident and fluent. Just act like you know what you're talking about, even though you're not sure. At the very least, get more than a 0 for the content. So some of them should still be relevant. As for the pronunciation and oral fluency, make sure you talk like pretty confidently, so that hopefully you can get a 4 or a 3 maybe for your pronunciation, and then a 4 or 3 for your oral fluency, which means you will get quite a decent score for your summarized script discussion. Okay, I hope this file is useful. Go ahead and download it. And I believe that's about it. Yeah, Masab, the time is over.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately. Okay, thank you
Thank you.
everyone for joining
Thank you,
us
everybody.
today. Oh, and for Yasinta, another question from Yasinta. I'm willing to take a PTE test, but I need to have a preparation course. So I need advice. Where should I start to take the course? My result is pre-intermediate 2. I think pre-intermediate 2 is eligible for taking the
For
PTE
our class,
preparation,
yeah.
right? Yeah, PTE Express, and the PTE Express itself will start on 2nd of June next week.
Yeah, you're
Oke,
going to
silakan
meet
bisa
me.
mendaftar.
I
Iya.
believe. Yeah, you're going to meet me if you're
Iya.
enrolling Yasinta, ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining
Thank
us
you,
today.
everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Stephanie, for the
Thank
insightful
you.
presentation. Thank you, Tobing, and also everyone here. Please give applause to our
Yay,
speakers for
thank
today.
you. Thank you,
Okay,
guys. Yeah.
don't worry if you miss some parts of this webinar. We will upload it on our YouTube channel, IALF Indonesia, and we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy this webinar. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Thank you. See you.